PA here in Houston for our 90th Fury FC card ever. And in our main event on UFC Fight Pass, H-Town's own Hector Sainz takes on rising prospect Manchir Kara. But first, we have a stacked prelims card featuring some of the best local pros. It starts now from escapades at the Imagen venues in Houston. It is time for these fighters to unleash the fury and welcome in. I'm Raheel Ramzanli, joined by the black belt himself, Michael Alexander, UFC veteran Alex Morono, and some breaking news as we start this prelims broadcast. Charles Clark and Mikey Patterson no longer happening due to illness, but still a lot of good fighters to watch.
Yeah, Houston black belt jiu-jitsu wizard Damion Orande making his debut, fighting Trevor Loken, a man forged in iron. That's going to be an excellent fight.
Yeah, that fight is a main card fight any other time because it's a debut fight for both of these guys, but it will not seem like a debut fight. Very, very good guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got 4 fights for you, and we will get things started now by joining the 4th member of our broadcast crew, Fury FC Hall of Famer Wayne Leggett.
Good afternoon, fight fans. We are live from Escapade at Imagen venues in Houston, Texas. This is Fury FC 90, Kara versus Sainz. But first, please welcome to the blue corner for your opening preliminary contest. Oops. Charles Clark? Nope. Throw me the second card, Eric. That was breaking news. It's live TV for you, folks. Please welcome to the blue corner, Andrea Amaro.
All right, Andrea Amaro, forgive the technical difficulties. It truly was breaking news that our first fight of our pro prelims card, Charles Clark, Mikey Patterson, not happening. So we're going to start off with these talented women. Andrea Amaro, 4-2 record. First time fights for Fury on a 3-fight win streak, Michael.
Yeah, she's on a 3-fight win streak, but was 5-1 as an amateur. So, with 6 fights as a pro and 6 fights, this is her 13th fight, 13th time making that walk to the cage. She's very, very well-rounded. The only loss as an amateur was to UFC veteran Vanessa Demopoulos. So, very high-level woman here, Alex.
Yeah, this will be a fun one. A really good challenge for Wendy. Wendy, her opponent, not taking a step back in competition. Coming off of her first loss against a dynamite fighter who we'll hopefully see once she's healed up.
Yep.
Yeah, very competitive fight. Both girls very experienced and technical. And you see this is her now 7th professional fight. That's coming up on veteran status. I say anytime you get 10 fights and greater as a pro, you're a vet. And she's coming up on there.
Yeah, Amaro, a super talented fighter, has a good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, has great cardio, ran in college, so has competed at a high level. She is inside the cage. Let's meet her opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Wendy Anundson.
Wendy Anindson, 1-1 record, as you mentioned, Alex, coming off her first professional loss to Carson Nash, and that was a fight that will be a kind of fork in the road for Wendy. How is she going to respond after such a tough loss? Because she was a favorite to win that fight, and frankly, there's no other way to put this. She was dominated in rounds 2 and 3, and it really might have that fork. Like, is she going to rebound, or could this go into worse territory, right?
Yeah, as a younger pro, I was actually really looking forward to seeing her fight. I guarantee you, nothing in the world would motivate her more than a loss like that. And in that fight, she, like you said, dominated round 1, but then did gas bad in 2, and then even worse, 3 was reluctant to not get finished. And her opponent turned out to be a dynamite martial artist. But I guarantee you, she has really worked on, that little, lapse of performance. And I was curious to see her back in the mix.
Yeah, and Carson Nash, by the way, she suffered an injury. So she had a fight last month, actually had to scrap it because she had a serious injury to her arm. So had that news with Carson Nash. But let's look at our tail of tape brought to you by OnlyFans. The height advantage and reach advantage go to Wendy Anindson, the 29-year-old, looking for that second professional win. Both fighters are inside for this strawweight bout. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening preliminary contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Strawweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 1 inch tall, and she weighed in officially at 115.6 pounds. Fighting out of El Paso, Texas, she holds a professional record of 4 wins, 2 losses. This is Andrea Piggy Amaro. And introducing her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, and she weighed in at 116 pounds. Fighting out of High Point, North Carolina, by way of Reno, Nevada, her professional record stands at 1 win, 1 loss. Here is Wendy Bonesaw Anundson. Your referee in charge of the action, Patrick Pluen.
All right, let's get things going. Red gloves for Bonesaw Piggy Amaro. Blue gloves. By the way, that's a nickname her brother gave her, and it just kind of stuck. So her brother was being a bully, and it ended up being a cool nickname for her.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Wendy, start at a frantic pace, and it's because she wants to get her opponents to the ground. She has a very high-level grappling, and she wants to get this to the ground. I think after that last fight, Alex, we're going to see a much more paced Wendy Anindson here for this fight, especially in the first round, because like you said, that second, third round were hard to watch. She was obviously gassed, could barely move her arms. Looking very good here to start this first round.
Yeah, and a lot of times you just don't know what that's like until you experience it, and that's why it's important to have arduous battles here in the in the Fury cage, so you can understand how to adapt. Amaro landed a nice little combo there, but man, she's really getting up. You can see her left eye already. She's been blinking a lot, and it's all from that jab of Anundson. She's thrown that 1-2 really well.
Yeah, starting to get red, a little bruising there below.
She's not stopped blinking since this fight started.
And Wendy is looking sharp.
Yeah, not looking to grapple as much. And like that really hard-nosed wrestling instantly, that will gas you out. And like even if it doesn't gas you, it will fill your arms up with blood and just slow you down. Nice right hand again for Wendy.
Busy night for Wendy. Not only is she fighting, but in just a couple of fights, Trevor Loken, who is going to be taking on Damion Orande, also trains at Battleborn BJJ and MMA, a gym that Wendy and her husband started. She's actually an electrical engineer. And she's like, let's dedicate my life to MMA now. I love that.
That's awesome. I tell you, Wendy's finding a lot of success with that classic 1-2, as is Amaro, but I think the pressure of Wendy is the biggest difference here. Nice classic single leg, runs the pipe, gets her down. Mike, you're familiar with this grip on the arm?
Yeah, Andrea's got that arm isolated. This can turn really bad really quick. I don't like the gable grip with it, but this can turn that arm in really, really quick.
You like to hug your own tricep, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of a palm to the shoulder and then palm to the elbow grip instead of a conventional gable grip, and I found that the opponents just cannot get their arm out.
Yeah, I had to deal with that with you one time and almost had to call my ortho doctor the next day. No, I'm just kidding. I was quick to tap there. I actually think I gave up a sweep instead, but all the same, really good transition work here from Wendy. But you see Amaro making that post on the right side. She's got to get up now. Can spend no extra time here. She can punch that left arm underhook, try to build the base. She can get that left arm around and build the base. She can work a good get up here. I think just standing up is the play. Try not to wrestle up.
And she definitely doesn't want Wendy on her back, so she was trying desperately to make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah, that was good. She's in a good spot here.
Under 2 minutes, round 1.
Now this is where if you're Amaro, you're thinking, should I break and strike? Because she's not gotten the better of the exchanges.
Just eats it left there, does Amaro.
I was up in a corner with my guys in the UFC last night, and man, his jab had just busted up the eye so bad of his opponent. In these 4-ounce gloves, I tell my guys, I was like, don't just measure with the jab, do damage with the jab. Because you can and will. And we see Wendy doing that now. But Amaro not deterred. She's firing right back, now coming forward a bit more. I think with the way these girls strike, so when the way these women strike is whoever comes forward is going to be able to really dictate the damage of these strikes.
Nice right hand by Andrea. Answered by a right of Wendy Anundson also.
Yeah, Amaro has absorbed the strikes very well.
Under 1 minute now. By the way, Ox, do you keep track of how many coaching wins you have in the UFC as well?
Not yet. I think I got to go double digits to start counting. So I'm getting there.
Big one last night. That was awesome to see.
Thank you. Big one for Texas.
Guys, you got to think Amaro wants this. Probably her game plan was, if you can finish it in the first round, great. But to survive the first round, get Wendy into that second, third round again. I mean, after the last fight, you'd have to think that was part of the plan. Not take a lot of chances. She seems to be taking some chances here in the striking exchanges, but maybe it's just Wendy's striking is on point tonight.
Yeah, Wendy's looking especially quick. She's not really loading up. Looks like she's trying to make contact, which is the best thing to do in these 4-ounce gloves. And I talk about it, potential adjustments after that big exchange from these ladies. But man, you can see Wendy's much, much more patient and measured. And I believe she won this round. Winning a round super dominant, and then winning a round like this, same outcome. So I think this was an excellent, adaptation to the output in the gas tank.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the damage on Amaro's face, and then combine that with the takedown. I mean, yeah, I think Wendy won this round. It was close. I mean, she didn't win it handily, so we'll have to see how she comes out in the second round, and then really at that halfway point across the second round. But you see in here, Wendy's landing some good exchanges. She's not wasting a lot of energy. That single leg instead of a double leg, trying to take that down. That double leg takes a lot out of you. Here's Amaro with that arm. I'm going to go to her school and do a seminar on this, Alex.
Hey, man. Tell me when, I'll show up.
We're going to have to head to El Paso. City Wolves Elite Boxing. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
El Paso is just as far as California to me. Once you're in El Paso, you're almost in California now.
Yeah, if we went to El Paso, what's the equivalent east?
East?
The coast?
I would say almost a coast.
Wow.
It takes about 10 hours to get to El Paso, I swear. It takes forever. Oh, man, big right opened up there for Amaro.
Oh, man.
Man.
Hear those shots. These ladies are exchanging hard.
And this is the style, going back and watching Andrea's fights. She brings the pace, and she is relentless. So maybe that first round was just kind of feeling out Wendy.
Maybe they were trying to let Wendy, tax herself out. She didn't, but you can definitely tell Amaro has picked up the pace significantly in the first 30 seconds of the second round.
Yeah, two different sized humans we're talking about, but Derek Lewis talked about this a little last night about him being terrified of gassing out. And, Wendy's got to have the same feeling here in this fight that, after the last fight, even though, Carson was very, very good, gassing out has got to be terrifying right now. And, hopefully that's not what she's thinking about. She's just thinking about the fight. But you can see slowing down a little bit here in the start the second round.
By the way, congratulations to Derek Lewis. Another knockout. 15 now for his career.
Yeah, and second place just retired, so I think he's going to be keeping that record for some time.
And we might. Derek Lewis says he's in his prime, but then in the post-fight interview, he was like, I gotta rest first, man. It gets hard. He's 40 years old. Hopefully we got a few more fights left in Derek's career, which we want to watch, of course.
Man, win or lose, I hope Derek Lewis fights till he's 100.
Yeah. Always fun. You should go back and watch some of his local fights from Houston back in the day, man. They're worth watching. Equally as entertaining. Man, these ladies are really just standing and trading.
Yeah. That's a big right to the center.
Runs her down. Catches the leg, just runs her down.
Man, Amaro is on the attack now. These ladies are going at it.
Yeah, great pace here for the strawweights, which we'd expect. And the big question, the reason we keep bringing up Wendy's gas tank is in her last fight, rounds 2 and 3, especially 3, she was done. The tank was on empty. So, and that fight was in January. So we'll see how much she's had a chance to work on that.
And she's looking great now.
Yeah.
I mean, output is still high, but measured. She's not using a crazy wrestling assault, mostly relying on her striking.
And not just that, but Carson was able to survive some submission attempts in the first round that have not been present here. And Wendy used a lot of arm strength in that first round to try to finish those submissions, wasn't able to. And I think that may have been what took the gas out of her. But you're right, looking good here so far. Still got some pop on her punches.
And it's not even
a lot of
that,
damage too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's not even that she's less successful than the first round. It's just Amaro is more successful than she was, and she's landing a lot more because she's throwing a lot more.
Both these women are bringing it. What a fun fight. 1:45 left in round 2.
They're going to have trouble eating their Mother's Day steak after this.
I'm telling you. So are we.
Everything's going to taste rare to them today.
My wife was like, another Mother's Day you work? Okay. All good. I love you, honey. We had breakfast together.
I think MMA fights are good for really any holiday. Oof,
Man, Amaro is landing those 1-2s over and over.
Neither lady is really showing a lot of defensive striking, both showing an incredible amount of offensive striking, which is more fun to watch, but it's a little less fun to do. There's still a good amount of time left in this second round, but it's a hard one to call.
Now, Wendy turning it up here as the final 30 seconds are near of round 2. It's like a little tape falling off the hand of Andrea's left hand.
Yeah, I think that's gauze from the thumb wrap.
Okay.
Oh, well-timed double leg.
Oh, beautiful.
Man, see, that's good fight IQ there from Wendy, trying to secure the round with a shot, but man, a very necessary get up there from Amaro. I feel the round is just as even as it once was.
Oh, what an exchange to end round 2.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so what seals the deal there of round 2?
Man, I think Amaro just landed more damaging punches. I mean, I think that's the difference. The takedown would have possibly made a difference, Alex, but she could have kept her down, but she wasn't able to.
Yeah, I can certainly see it being 1-1 going into 3.
Yeah, you see Amaro constantly moving forward in the second round. Turning up the volume significantly in the second round and landing at a really fast pace, landing at a high rate. You see Wendy just taking it and moving forward. That big bully push. Wendy gets right back up. Amaro wanting no part of the ground game so far of Wendy Anundson, and for good reason, Alex.
By the way, Wendy did get her black belt in March of this year, so congratulations to her. Forgot to mention that to start the fight.
Very cool.
Man, stiff right there.
And not a lot of head movement before, during, or really after these exchanges. You see Amaro, she'll get her head off the center line a bit more when she throws.
She's landing.
Wendy's corner urging her on, screaming at her to get it going.
Yeah, man, I think if they just add a little defensive tactics in, some feints, maybe faking a punch to set up another punch. You can always kind of chamber the hips. You fake a straight right, you throw a big, left hook straight right after. Just kind of changes the timing. Hopefully you get them to react to the right hand and slip into the hook. I mean, there's a few things you can do. There's a little more head movement there from Wendy. But if you feint, you can make them throw and then counter them when they miss.
Amaro is having so much success with her right.
I'll tell you, last night I lost my voice pretty much in round 3, and I almost never lose my voice. But the difference, I'd say the fights are the same, but the difference is how loud everything is.
Yeah.
UFC, you really gotta stay tight and just project as much as you can. It's a skill set to be able to listen while you're in a fight as well. I was maybe the worst student ever when I was an amateur because I would just tunnel vision and start brawling.
That's why you have those fights, right?
Exactly
so you
right.
learn how to accept coaching and take coaching in the heat of fire, man. That's tough.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
big kick.
Nice switch kick there from Amaro. Thankfully, when these hands were up, you heard it hit the glove, kind of bounced off of her glove into the side of the head. The majority of that impact was really deflected off that high guard.
Man, so many good storylines in this division. Wendy beats Kara Greenwell, who we were super high on, then loses to Carson Nash, and now here comes Andrea Amaro, who is new to Fury, and she has something special as well, so a lot of good fights to be made, and this one, of course, still ongoing right now. Halfway mark of round 3 approaching. There's that kick again.
And if you asked me to guess, I would have thought Andrea Amaro trained with Louis Garuli. Their fighting style is exactly the same. Yeah. Fighting style is exactly the same.
Pressure, high output, technical.
Yeah, they'll take one to give 3.
Kind of building off that 1-2 as well. Luis Garule coming off that win against Alberto Trujillo last month, right? April 21st. They all kind of run together for me. I apologize.
Yeah, what a fight.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Oh, man.
Wendy's definitely absorbing more strikes, but she's walking Amaro down. And that pressure will play a significant scoring factor if the strike count is relatively close.
Amaro is finding the chin, just not able to, not whenever she's throwing the hardest punch.
That's big right there. Wendy goes in on the shot. I don't know. She's like, you know what? I guess I need to finish this fight. I need to figure this out, but didn't even attempt to complete it too much. Oh, man. Andrea Amaro is in the zone right now. Wendy's corner just audibly upset right now.
Yeah, you see Amaro, getting her head off that center line while she's throwing that big right hand. That's when you can maybe even look for that big rear uppercut. If Wendy keeps that left arm really tight, she can deflect and block the right hand of Amaro, maybe try to counter the uppercut with the uppercut as she's coming in. Just something. I think she needs a little more guidance on what to throw. Big body shots. Good right hook counter there from Wendy. I mean, the volume of Amaro has really turned up in 2 and 3.
Yeah, 10 seconds left.
Oh, man, Wendy
Here
is
we
taking
go.
so much damage. Wow,
Oh,
Andrea
wow.
Amaro, welcome to Fury FC.
Beastly.
What a beautiful round 2 and round 3 performance from the El Paso fighter, Piggy Amaro.
Wow.
Let's take a look at round 3 highlights here.
And both these two ladies were landing, throughout the entire fight. Amaro turned it off here at the end in the 3rd round. I think her output was probably 2 or 3 times as much as Anindson in the 3rd round, and just landing, probably at a 50 or 60% hit rate. I mean, it was, she would hit. Anundson would hit Amaro, and then Amaro would answer with 2 or 3 or 4 punch combinations. It's just, man, what a fight.
And there was that shot right there, and Wendy ejected on it, and Andrea just rode the rest of the ride home with that technical striking and beautiful high output performance. That was a lot of fun to watch. All right, let's see how the judges scored this one. Here is Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by DeNunaLawFirm.com. All 3 judges scored the fight 29-28, declaring a winner by unanimous decision, Andrea Piggy Amaro.
Performance tonight. Wendy Anundson, a very tough grappler, known for her grappling game. It looked like your plan was to keep it off the ground tonight.
Yes, and I was still prepared. No matter what, I competed twice before I fought against her, knowing that she's world class. So I put myself in an uncomfortable position and put myself out there to get ready for this fight.
So Andrea, scouting the last fight, you saw Wendy in the second and third round gassed a little bit. Was that part of your plan, was to withstand the first round and get it into the second?
Yes, I'm a cardio machine, so I'm always ready for a 3-round war.
Yeah, we noticed that, but it was a beautiful performance, and welcome to Fury Fighting Championships. We can't wait to see you again. Your winner, Andrea Amaro.
Congratulations to Andrea Amaro. Hey, I know we see a lot of fight shirts. That is one of the coolest fight shirts I've seen in a while. So just want to send her some love. That is awesome. The biggies with the anime, I like that. All right, let's get to our next fight. Here is Wayne Leggett. In just a second, we will get to Wayne when we have the camera ready. And
We pulled him off the
Please
pedestal.
welcome Shane Torres to the blue corner.
all right, Shane Torres, a name we're all familiar with because this is his 6th time inside the Fury FC cage. Holds a 2-3 record here in Fury, 5-4 overall. Is on a 1-fight losing streak. Got tapped by Gabby Etcheverry in March at Fury FC 87, Michael.
Yeah, really well-rounded is Shane Torres, and at 5-4, his losses are to Gabriel Echeverry, CJ Jimenez, Abdul Kamara, and Calais Moniz. 4 very, very tough opponents. My point is, Alex, this dude doesn't turn anybody away.
No, he doesn't. He's got a split decision win over Smotherman as well.
Yeah.
Really used his wrestling. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of his first Fury fights. And he's really developed as a martial artist since. His striking has improved quite a bit. But he almost always does rely on his wrestling. Now his opponent tonight, a wrestler. So I expect that to perhaps neutralize out and these guys stand and crack. And I'll tell you, when he sits in the pocket, someone's going down. Same with his opponent, man. It's going to be a really fun fight.
That's Shane Torres, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Adrenaline junkie. He loves riding mountain bikes. I mean, like some gnarly courses as well. Endurance biking, as he calls it. So this dude's a maniac. I love it. All right, let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Jordan Plutin.
Jordan Plutin. Don't let the record fool you because there is so much talent, so much potential here with the super aggressive Jordan Plutin. And he's a guy that now has fought here at Fury FC 12 times. That's nuts to say. I mean, he has so much experience. Had one no contest on the record as well, but that fight was here. He's a guy that can have a great year where he goes 4-1, or he can be on a losing streak. And that's the frustrating part watching from the outside in.
Yeah, the main part is that Jordan Plutin, again, is another guy who will not turn down a fight. And so short notice, whatever it is, he'll come. We have seen Jordan when he's at a full camp, when he's at his best, when he has no injuries. He is really, really difficult. Like you said, Raheel, 4-1 on that streak of 5 fights, on a little bit of a losing streak, but Jordan Plutin, maybe one of the best pure athletes on this roster, Alex.
Yeah, and fight fans are watching, you'll see he is a huge featherweight, 145-pounder. He's got a very rare knockout win by body kick, really fun to watch. He has, I think in the past, had a mistake of being too explosive in round 1. I always enjoy watching that, but he's dialed it back a bit. But as of late, he's actually kind of gotten back to it. I think he's comfortable in the cage with the chaos of the fight. This will be a cool one. I expect a fast start.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey. The height advantage and reach advantage goes to the 35-year-old Jordan Plutin. He is inside the cage, and we are ready for our official introductions. Here is Wayne Leggett.
The following contest, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Featherweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 146.4 pounds. Fighting out of Santa Cruz, California, his professional record stands at 5 wins, 4 losses. This is Shane Torres. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of La Habana, Cuba. Today, he looks for his 5th win as a pro. Here is the Shadow, Jordan Plutin. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, time to get 2 veterans going. Shane Torres, blue gloves. Jordan Plutin, red gloves. Professor Joe Solis inside. All right, kicks to open things up.
Nice, good left hand there from Plutin. There's that body kick. I mean, he has knocked guys out with that kick in the past. And I'll tell you, if Torres tries to wrestle early, he's going to catch a very, very powerful Plutin. I think it's just going to really either get neutralized or burn both of them out. I did expect some neutralized wrestling and some fun striking in this fight.
Yeah, Plutin for a southpaw, I mean, he uses those southpaw weapons as well as anybody.
He landed that left hand. Oh, man. That's 3 in a row. And now 4. He's being a sniper with that left hand, just laser beaming down Main Street. He's
Jordan Plutin. That is the Plutin we'd love to see. Jordan Plutin is off to a hot start in 2024.
Man, the first strike he threw in the entire fight was just a crisp, straight, kind of short left hand. And he didn't overswing it. He was super accurate with that. And man, felt that he was hurt and just followed up like a madman. That was awesome. Huge, huge KO win.
Man, Jordan Plutin is still one of the more exciting fighters on the Fury roster, and this is why. Just an athletic, freak, technical striker. The kid package is unreal.
Nice southpaw, that's a tricky read.
Yeah, man, so much fun to watch. And Shane Torres is not an easy fighter to put away.
At all.
What a performance.
And I really appreciate the diligence of the power punches from Plutin. Watch, bang, just quick left hand, that was the first one. And just watch the left hand of Plutin. Big body kick, maybe he should drop the guard a bit. But he just touches him. Touch, touch. Bang, patient, I mean, just right down the center line. Very impressive.
Oh, that last one right there. And then the kick to follow it up was absolutely beautiful. And that was it. Jordan Plutin gets the big finish of Shane Torres. Let's make things official and go inside to Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Joe Solis calls for a stop to the fight 54 seconds into the very first round, declaring our winner by TKO, the Shadow, Jordan Plutin.
I'm here with your winner, Jordan Plutin. Jordan, we haven't seen you since September, but you come out on fire here today and get your business taken care of in less than a minute.
First one, thank you everybody for coming. Just The child is back. 140 fighters. Be careful, all right? The Q1 Problem and me here, all right? Thank you for coming, guys.
Jordan, as a southpaw fighter, you use those southpaw skills about as good as anybody. It looked like you got him with a couple of those body kicks again, and that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, so just the moment, you know. I'm fighter. I'm 35, but I feel good. I can to southpaw, orthodox too, but I have confidence in my right, and my left, and my left kid. You know, I'm back. The child is back. Thank you.
Well, Jordan, you don't look, act, or perform at 35. Congratulations on the win. Your winner, Jordan Plutin.
All right, congratulations to Jordan Plutin. So with that, we're going to take a quick intermission and rejoin with you guys in a few minutes for our final 2 fights of our Pro Prelims broadcast for Fury FC 90. We'll take a 10-minute intermission. Don't leave the stream. We're going to just leave the stream up if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, and we will just pick up right here. So not a new link or anything for everyone watching. We'll be right back after a quick break. All right, and welcome back to our prelims broadcast for Fury FC 90. 2 more fights left for you, and our next fighter out is Daulet. Karamulla, excuse me, the spelling error there, but Daulet, the second time inside the Fury FC cage, coming off that really nice win over Oliver Jimenez at Fury Challenger Series 11 back in February.
Yeah, if you've got a TKO win over a striker like Oliver Jimenez, I mean, that's saying something. So 2 fights in, 2-0. He was 4-1 as an amateur. This guy's really good, Alex.
Yeah, he sure is. He uses his length well. His opponent equally as tall tonight, but man, uses the punches well. I think he had a lot of success in the clinch with the knees. Just a very well-rounded fighter, and experienced for being only 2-0.
I love his style in that he is totally focused on pressure. He is going to bring that action to you and has a well-rounded game everywhere. Really promising fighter here, fighting out of Lubbock, but originally from Kazakhstan. So it's a guy that obviously you just think, oh, immediately like, oh yeah, you know, he's going to have that style, but really fun fighter.
Yeah, got a really big frame for the bantamweight class, 135 pounds. Can well pay weight.
I was about to ask, if I had to guess his weight, I would have thought he was a welterweight.
I mean, yeah, no, he's a big guy. I think the height stats maybe even a little low because he's a big looking guy. I remember thinking that in his last fight too, because his opponent, his Fury debut, is a pretty long guy too, and he was able to, you know, be a little taller, be a little longer in that fight.
All right, so Daulet is inside the cage. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Dimas Chapa.
Dimas Chapa, 3-3 record, 6-time inside the Fury FC cage, coming off a win over Romel Castellanos at Fury Challenger Series 11 with that round 2 finish. Memorable moment. He's a guy that has so much potential as well. You look at, he has the look, the style, and this guy was just trying to catch fire.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about him, he won a fight with a flying triangle, and I was like, is that a move you hit a lot in the gym? He's like, no, I've never done it before. I was like, oh, well, you're free flowing in the cage. His debut pro win is a Superman punch knockout in like 20 seconds. I mean, the dude's dynamite. Had a crazy fun fight with Elijah Smith. I mean, and his losses are to all very high-level guys. Gabriel Wanderlei being one of them. I believe in his pro debut fight, I mean, Dimas steps away from no challenge whatsoever and absolutely brings the heat when he fights.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka. Even on the height, even on the reach, you see the age discrepancy. Dimas Chapa, 26, Daulet Karamulla, 31 years old, and both guys have so much potential to finish this fight, so we'll get things going because it is going to be a good one. Let's get our official introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Bantamweight division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at a perfect 135 pounds. Fighting out of Lubbock, Texas, by way of Torres, Kazakhstan, his professional record stands at 2 wins, no losses. Here is Daulet Karamulla. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 136.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds a professional record of 3 wins, 3 losses. Here is the chef, Dimas Chapa. Your referee in charge, John Shorley.
All right, let's get this bantamweight bout going. Blue gloves for Karamulla, red for Chapa.
Dimas Chapa might have the coolest name in MMA. Dimas the Chef Chapa.
Yeah, he's actually a private chef.
Oh,
yeah, that's amazing. Like that, he's just cooking fools inside the cage and outside.
I tell you, man, that was a really well-timed, well-thrown straight right. Nice and light on the feet. Both guys really measuring for range. Just kind of throwing the jab out, getting some reads, throwing some inside kicks. But I'll tell you, Chapa really found the range on right hand early and landed it flush.
Both legs clashing there.
Chapa's one of those guys who just, you know, when the cage door closes, performs well. Nice right uppercut, didn't overswing on it. I'll tell you, he shows up to perform.
And he's found the range on his jab early.
Oh, man. That rocked Karamulla bad. I mean, that was a beautiful, if you guys could see right before that, he threw a jab to the body, feinted the jab, got Karamulla to change levels right into that overhand right.
Yeah, undoubtedly, we're going to see that again.
Now he's throwing that left hook to the body. I guarantee you they're trying to set up maybe a left hook upstairs. Props to Karamulla. He got freaking clobbered that right hand. He's standing relatively poised. Circling towards the power side. But Dimas is pressuring relentlessly but patiently at the same time. It can be challenging to stop. Hey, that was a nice spinning back kick. Dimas acknowledges it. He's got a tough body. Nice there with that lead hook upstairs. It landed too, you saw. Karamulla kind of pawed his own face.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, part of the cardio of MMA is learning to breathe, learning to fight, learning to move with your core always about 70% tight. Because if you let it go and you take one of those kicks like Dimas just took, I mean, and you're not ready for it, I mean, that could be devastating. It'll knock the breath right out of you.
You can see there's a big red spot right on the right side of Dimas' chest, right below his pec.
Big right hand again.
And there was that clinch knee. He had some success in his last fight to Karamulla. Both guys showing a little bit of wear and tear from the fight. Both have been measured and patient, but have done damage with what they've thrown. Chapa more with the boxing, Karamulla more with the kicks.
Under 2 minutes left in round one.
I'd like to see Chapa maybe go back to that straight right. He's found some success with that right over the top, but I think Karamulla's getting a better read on it. So there's a nice little feint there from Chapa. Well-timed level change from Karamulla. Has his hands together. Hands are pretty high though. He's got to get him right under the butt. Nice switch there from Chapa, but Karamulla resets his own base and is able to get a little bit of top control time and guard.
Yeah, nice way to stay light on your feet to avoid that switch. He let him fall to the ground like you will do whenever you do the switch, and he just adjusted the weight to his other hip. Beautiful job by Karamulla.
There's a nice little elbow too in the clinch there. It's a very technical fight. We have seen Chapa finish fights with triangle chokes here in Fury in the past.
Yeah, he's usually flying through the air whenever he does them, but he does have that in his arsenal.
What can be done here in 25 seconds?
Chapa almost looking like he gave that pass on purpose. Oh, this is a tight guillotine.
It is.
So they got both
Seconds.
So the arm is in, the guard is closed, and we see Karamulla putting a crank on it, but Chapa quick to give a thumbs up.
It's almost like there was not enough space to complete that.
Yeah, sometimes when the arm is in and the guy tucks their chin, you just don't have enough like arm to neck surface area. I'm a guillotine guy, and like you know when you got him and you know when you don't. And I think they both knew he didn't have it.
Yeah. Fun first round, very technical, good moments for both fighters.
Oh, man, there was that huge right hook from Chapa. Props to Karamulla for staying as poised and upright as he did, because that was a bomb of a right hand.
Yeah, and then good on Chapa not to get overzealous there and not to go in for the kill, because it took Karamulla half a second to recover from that, but I don't see how, but he did. Beautiful takedown here. You see it started out tight, and I think, good posture from Chapa, able to look straight down, keep his head back, and not able to get a lot of pressure on the chin. And if you get that elbow too high, it will, I say this all the time, your elbow goes higher than the elevation of your shoulder, you lose your strength in that arm. I think that was happening there a little bit also. Sorry, Raheel.
I was going to say, by the way, we go live on UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. for Fury FC 90, Science versus Kara. Just want to remind everyone, man, good start here for round 2.
And that right hand was thrown well by Karamulla. Landed a really good spot right above the ear. And he actually used that accurate, damaging right hand to close the distance and score the takedown.
One day, us three, we should do a podcast for Fury where we just go through MMA stereotypes. So if you're from Kazakhstan, we're just going to assume you have awesome wrestling that's just grinding. If you're from Denver, we're going to assume you have great cardio.
If you're from Houston, you're going to swing and bang.
Yes, and throw your cup at media members after a fight. Which, by the way, that man touched the sweaty cup of Derek Lewis yesterday. That was disgusting.
He kept it. He had Derek sign it. He had Dana White sign it.
Oh, I didn't see that. He got him signed. Oh, that's awesome.
He had him at the post-fight press conference.
Yeah,
good for him.
Went from being gross to probably having $100,000 in his pocket.
Yeah,
for that thing.
Oh, nice. That was a really good step and right hand to the body from Chapa. Making Karamulla guess on what's coming.
Nice little do-si-do there from Karamulla. Looked like that was going to be a wheel kick, but not able to pull the trigger on it.
Nice, a good right hand. Karamulla saw it coming and kind of like rolled with the punch, but still landed pretty clean.
Yeah, Karamulla a little too far out for that shot.
Just sticking with it.
Yeah, Chapa really needed to stuff the head there. He did a good job building his base. He just got to get his back on the cage, try to get that left arm all the way around the head of Karamulla so he can start to pummel and square up.
Yeah, I'm going to go with another stereotype here and say that Chapa is not near as hard as wrestling the bears that Karamulla is used to wrestling.
It's a really nice switch. I mean, that's what I call it. They literally switched positions.
That was some beautiful work there from Dimas, Chapa.
My boy Ricky Tercios, once known as the Switch Master. He's pulled off many fights. Our whole gym's super familiar with this technique. It's always fun to see. It's a nice rip to the body off the clinch break there from Chapa. Karamulla was looking for that step in knee too, but he's not had a lot of success with it, but he's looking for it.
Being the switch master, is that more endurance, technical, a blend of both, feel? What is it?
Yeah, you got usually like the switch is like really heavy for good scramblers, and then naturally, having wrestled helped a lot. But I'd say it's got like a technical preference base followed by a scramble heavy style. I actually have a good switch for jiu-jitsu. I call it the jiu-jitsu switch when guys have like double overs on the legs trying to pass. They step their head to the inside and you can hit them with a hard switch, end up, hitting a sweep technically from the position. Really cool.
Yeah, if you get good enough at that switch, you can face plant your opponent.
Oh,
so you got to be careful in the jiu-jitsu room, because I've done it a few times practicing the switch. You trap that arm.
Yeah, tweak a shoulder back too.
It's devastating.
Give him a very unintentional chiropractic visit.
Yeah, or nosebleed.
With blood coming out of the nose of Chapa.
Break, go back. See if something can be done here in the last minute 10 of round 2.
Now Daulet able to get this fight to the
ground.
ground.
That was a good right hand. man, Karamulla reacts well, but I mean, these punches are rocking up. You see him, you know, his footing just stagger like that, but he stays upright. It's kind of back on target. I'll tell you, I believed it was Karamulla's round until that right hand land. Then I believe Chapa's up.
Yeah, now Dimas is finding that opening. See if he can connect with another big one, and he does. Just raises the face, man.
Digs the body. Getting bodied in a 10-ounce boxing gloves are F16's okay, but man, I'll tell you, in these 4 ounces.
Yeah,
bad, right
that
to the
hurt.
liver.
Is this going to be enough? Dimas Chapa
That
is
hurt.
unloading. 10 seconds left, and that is going to be it.
That's it. TKO win for Dimas Chapa off a liver hook. That was awesome.
The chef is cooking inside, and what we're serving is a TKO finish.
Man, bodied him. Wild.
I see what you did there, Raheel.
Hey, that's why I get paid the small bucks. Man, what a finish there by Dimas Chapa. Moves his record to 4-3 now.
He is not about conventional finishes. Superman punches, flying triangles, and a liver hook TKO finish.
You called it, that first one that connected. I mean, it was, you could see that negative reaction. Let's take a look at our highlights.
That was the
4
right
rounds.
hand man. Props to Karamulla. I mean, he stayed in it for as long and as best as he could. Chapa really started to go downstairs a bit more in the second round, and I'll tell you, it paid off. Dividends. Boom. Oh,
there it is.
man.
Oh, yeah, that stunned him right away.
All over. Man. What a shot.
Take another look at this one, a different angle.
Oh! I mean, right in the liver.
That is textbook, Alex.
100% in the accuracy department there.
Woo! Man, what a finish for the chef. Let's make things official. Here is Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Shorley calls for a stop to the fight. 4 minutes, 52 seconds into round number 2. Declaring our winner by TKO, Dimas, the Chef, Chapa.
I'm here with your winner, Dimas Chapa. Dimas, you caught him a few times with that overhand right, and it was a hard shot. Were you surprised he was able to survive that?
Oh, absolutely. They usually go right to sleep, but this guy he was tough. With Dagestan, Kazakhstan, they're a little tougher.
Yeah, so Dimas, it looked like you were landing that overhand right. You opened him up a little bit and then started to dig into that body, and that seemed to be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, first round I threw a couple to the body. I could see his facial expressions. He didn't like it. Second round, same thing. And there was one I hit him with. I could tell him just took the life out of him. So I doubled down on it.
Dimas, when you win with some incredible striking, and it's always fun to watch. What do you want next out of Fury Fighting Championships?
I want to finish the next person that steps in here with me. Whoever it is, they can get finished too.
Well, if you keep doing that, it's going to be hard not to do. Your winner, Dimas Chapa.
Congratulations to Dimas Chapa. The chef moves that record up to 4-3, and yeah, can't wait to see him back inside. And also for Daulet Karamulla, want to see him back here as well. Fun fighter. We've got one more fight left for you on our prelims broadcast. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Trevor Loken.
Trevor Loken. All right. This is a fight that we were all excited to watch because it's like looking at two mirror images. Trevor Loken is making his Fury debut, making his professional debut as well, obviously. Went 5-0 as an amateur, has taken some bare knuckle bouts. All his wins were finishes as an amateur, Michael. And he's a guy that just seems to he has it.
Yeah, I didn't do too much research on his opponents, but what I did see, and I see the biggest difference between Trevor Loken and Damion Orande was, Trevor Loken, as an amateur, did not fight the quality of opponent that Damion Orande did. Now, you fight who they put in front of you, Alex. It doesn't really matter who it is. I don't know what they turned into. Some of those wins might have aged well, but that would be my only concern. But 5-0, that's a lot of confidence coming in here, Alex.
Yeah, and he's going to have confidence. He's fighting a genuinely great black belt. There's a lot of guys who are black belt to MMA, but Orande has kind of like, developed his grappling for MMA. And, I think we had a classic striker here in Loken versus grappling Orande.
All right, Trevor's inside. Let's meet Damion now.
Please welcome Damion Orande to the red corner.
And the reason I was saying it was mirror images is that amateur record, right? What Damion is accomplishing here, Trevor was doing in North Carolina. Really outstanding amateur careers. And Damion Orande coming in as a 5-1 amateur, won the featherweight title. Only loss was to Joe Hendershot, obviously a guy you're very familiar with. And he is just a beast on the ground.
Yeah, it's funny. Joe is actually supposed to make his debut, but his opponent, Cedric Hill, had pulled out. Hopefully they can reschedule that. But yeah, man, I've been such a fan of Orande since I did not realize just how good he was. And I'll tell you, man, he has found some vicious arm bars in his last 2 wins. A rear naked choke machine, but I'll tell you, put him on his back and guard or let him get to mount, and you got to watch for those limbs because he gets him and he gets him hard. And his amateur debut, like a decade ago, I remember he dislocated this guy's arm so bad. And then now as a pro, we kind of expect that kind of action and behavior.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by Sheath Underwear. The reach advantage, height advantage for Trevor Loken, the 26-year-old. Both guys did make weight for this featherweight bout. Both of these guys making their debut. I mean, everything. The age is the same as well. Love this. This is going to be a fun fight. The orangutan is inside. Highly anticipated debut for all of our Houston MMA fans. Let's get our official introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Featherweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 145.4 pounds. Fighting out of High Point, North Carolina, today he makes his professional debut. Here is Trevor Loken. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in at 145.6 pounds. Fighting out of Port Neches, Texas, today he too makes his professional debut. Here is the orangutan, Damion Orande. Your referee in charge of the action, Patrick Patlon.
All right, blue gloves for Loken, red for Orande. Final fight of our prelims broadcast. Debut for both fighters.
One thing I love about Orande is he strikes very aggressively and freely because he doesn't care if he gets taken down. So he's not worried about stuffing shots. He just throws super hard. I figured if Loken was going to land a shot, Damion would look to rest. It's why not capitalize on a strong ground advantage?
Oh man,
there's a crafty knee there from Loken. But man, now that he's got his back on the cage, he's going to have to really be on his P's and Q's defensively with underhooks and head positioning. In open water, sometimes you can thrash and use momentum to clear some of these holds, but when you get that cage behind you and a good grappler pressuring in you, it's going to be tough.
Orande with perfect position here, using his head to push on the head of Trevor Loken.
back up for Loken, still in trouble though.
He's kind of went for almost like that circular lat drop, but with a body lock. Possible, but a bit risky. He's got that form to form clamp. You're going to watch his right arm, maybe underhook the leg and cut the angle for the armbar. I mean, this is like textbook MMA armbar work. He's got to address that now.
Man.
Elbow line is cleared, but he's in on the leg. I'll tell you, these guys were known in the local scene for their leg locks, especially his brother Austin, who's in his corner. Oh, man, that's a good torque. He's got on the knee.
Oh, man, is he going to hold on to this one? No.
I'll tell you, Loken's doing all the right things. You got to keep the weight on that leg.
Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Trevor Loken training at Battleborn.
His knee bar, he's in.
Man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is going to be close. This is, oh, man.
He's got to get his weight either on Orande or on the mat.
Man, and Loken taking some chances there, turning his body, twisting his knee from one side to the other while Orande is torquing on it. I mean, that's a big risk.
Yeah, it is. So if Orande can get that right leg under the far side hamstring, just like that, he's going to get a real bite on this leg.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Oh, that is nasty.
Man, Orande's got to try to roll him, like almost use it to sweep, and then secure position. I mean, that is right on. Kind of the apex of the knee
I thought he tapped there.
Wow.
Oh, this is worse.
Man, Trevor Loken is showing no signs of tapping. He has no pain limit, I guess. I don't know. This is nuts.
Jeez.
Yeah, here goes that heel hook.
Orande's got to get his
This
butt
is
close.
This is not going to be good.
He's cranking on that. Orande's got to get his hips a little closer to Loken's hips. He's starting to lose the depth of the leg.
Wow. How did Trevor Loken escape that? That was unreal. It looked like that fight was over about 3 times.
I think it was the depth of the capture. It just wasn't quite perfect.
And now Loken's like, I'm upset. You know what? Fine, I'm just going to unload some punches.
Yeah, Loken very impressive here so far. That submission defense.
Now unloading on punches is Trevor Loken.
Yeah, Orande's got to make a big play to get to go. He can't just cover here. They're going to stop this.
Yeah, he has got to use his hands to get out of here.
Wow, that's going to be it. Trevor Loken gets the win in round 1. Comes into Houston and says, yeah, I'm going to make my pro debut against Damion Orande and get the win. What a performance and what defense.
Man, yeah, weathered that big submission storm early and able to find his moment and get on top.
I take back what I said about Trevor Loken.
Man, congratulations to Trevor Loken. Here's a look at our highlights from the fight. Man, I know Trevor Loken doesn't have a nickname. Can I suggest No Tap as his new nickname? This was unreal. It looked like that was going to be it, but he didn't panic at all.
No, not at all. Crazy.
Look at that. The expression never changed. I mean, even after the win, we got to give him a cool nickname. I know he has Nasty on his hat. No official nickname yet for him. No Tap Loken, No Tap Trevor. Trevor, if you're watching this, the replay, let us know which nickname you pick. I also like All-American. He looks like an All-American. Let's make this official. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Patrick Patlon calls for a stop to the fight. 3 minutes, 36 seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Trevor Loken.
I'm here with your winner, Trevor Loken. Trevor, a dangerous jiu-jitsu practitioner, and it looked like he had you in some vulnerable spots. How close were those submissions?
Oh, beyond close, man, beyond close. If I didn't get my foot on his butt and pull it out, my knee would have been gone.
Well, it looked like it was in pretty tight, but you stayed cool. You were able to get on top. Was this the game plan? Of course, we knew you probably didn't want to take it to the ground if you didn't have to, but you had to know it was going to go there, and you didn't seem intimidated by it.
No, we knew it was going to the ground. I'm a good wrestler, so I'm pretty good at keeping my hips up, keeping myself on top. So that was the game plan. I mean, stay away from him, land shots. On the feet, you could see who was the better striker. So, I mean, it went the way we wanted it to.
Well, it looked like it. It was a very impressive debut, and we look forward to seeing you here again. Your winner, Trevor Loken.
Congratulations to Trevor Loken. Congratulations to all of the winners on our prelims broadcast. And don't forget, we are heading to UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. for Fury FC 90. Hector signs against Manshare Kara on behalf of the entire Fury FC team and our DNA Studio Productions team. For Alex Morono, for Michael Alexander, I'm Rahil Ramzanli. We will talk to you on UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for Fury FC 90.